Hello everybody and welcome to the Sonoma Raceway for the 17th race of our 2006 and our 2003 season. It is here at the Sonoma Raceway, the Toyota Save Mart 350, where the front row here for today's race is going to be Jeff Gordon in the 24, of course, last season's winner here at Sonoma, one of the favorites to get done once again, a phenomenal road course racer. And then the 96 of Terry Labonte, trying to get one last good run in here on a road course before his career comes to a conclusion, as well as trying to get Hall of Fame Racing their best finish as an organization in the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series. So far we're green. Labonte and Gordon lead us to the green flag. We are underway here in Sonoma on the road course, our first road course of the season. So far, big crash coming out of turn one. Robbie Gordon has crashed off into the dirt. There goes Truex and Clint Bowyer spinning. Truex got turned by Vickers back into Robbie Gordon, who went into that concrete wall, and then Bowyer and Truex go spinning up the sandy hill here in Sonoma. Both cars go around, and that will bring out our first caution of the day on only the first, no caution surprisingly called for this. We stay green. Dale Jr. body checked Casey Kane, by the way, in the middle of that mess. So a couple more cars collecting some damage. David Stremme going away off course here, and a chaotic start to this one here in Sonoma. Already an two incidents, cars going off into the dirt and sand everywhere. But it's Terry Labonte, the number 96 for Hall of Fame Racing, leading Jeff Gordon here in Sonoma as Terry Labonte tries to get what would be one of his best finishes on a road course. But coming to the end of the lap, Jeff Gordon throws it down the pit lane. A perplexing pit strategy from the four-time Cup Series champion, Jeff Gordon. What is he doing here? He comes down pit road on the first lap. I don't see the point in that. And now Terry Labonte is going to lead the opening lap and just drive away here to a big crash for Tony Stewart and Elliott Sadler, hard into the tire barrier in the S's to bring out our first caution of the day here in Sonoma. A hard crash. Sadler and Tony Stewart, who was so strong on both road courses last year, out of the race. Now we're back underway in lap 19. It's going to be the 96 of Terry Labonte on the inside, and on the outside, the Blue Deuce of Kurt Busch for Roger Penske. As we continue on, going by the 72 of David Gilliland up the hill, going through these first few corners of the course. Kurt Busch trying to get his second win the last three races. Of course, one at Pocono, a short ways back. So Kurt Busch leading the way here. It looks like the caution is out on the racetrack here. Something awry. Can't quite find why. Yellow's come out. I believe it's for Ken Schrader. But by the way, this is the end of stage one. So Kurt Busch can pick up the stage one win here in dominating fashion here at Sonoma. So an easy stage win for Kurt Busch, his second on the season. The other one, of course, came when he won, fittingly enough, at Pocono. And it'd be a Busch Brothers 1-2 as Kyle Busch is second, Terry Labonte third, Boris Said fourth. Jeff Burton comes across fifth, and Jimmy Johnson, your points leader, consistent as always, another 5 points to his bank. Rookie Denny Hamlin comes across in seventh, followed by the 17 of Matt Kenseth in eighth, Brian Vickers in ninth, and Jamie McMurray beats Jeff Gordon for the last stage point. So the Busch Brothers go 1-2 in stage one. Kurt Busch, your stage one winner here in Sonoma. Now we're going to be back underway on lap 34. Kenny Schrader officially out of the race in the 21, joining Stewart and Sadler in the garage. As we now have a Busch Brothers battle for the lead. Kurt on the inside, Kyle on the outside, is up the hill they go. They got a bunch of lap traffic in front of them. Kyle's just coming out of the pit lane. Kyle Petty, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and plenty more cars. But it's Kyle Busch right now the advantage over his older brother Kurt as they go up to the hill, as they approach the double right-hander before we get into the S's here in Sonoma. Now the trouble, Boris Said gets sent careening to the tire barrier just like Tony Stewart did earlier. And Boris Said, who was running in the top 5 all day, gonna be out. Tough way to end it for the 60 machine as Kyle Busch now pits as we go green. So now Jeff Gordon is finally back on the front row after starting in pole position. He will be right back behind Kurt Busch, who slots right back into the race lead, trying to drive away and make it a stage sweep for him, and what has been a very strong performance from Kurt Busch today here in the hills of Sonoma. So yeah, Said gonna end up 39th as when he crashed out. He was battling Jimmy Johnson for 5th. So another caution came out. This time Martin Truex got taken out. Similar to the tire barrier, a huge wreck on the restart. That's Brandon Ash and David Stremme. The two cars kind of glitched together, as we've seen plenty of times before here in our simulations. and that's going to knock them both out of the race. So not the way Ash and Stremme wanted to start the day here. It's been a wild one here in Sonoma, continues to be so. Ryan Newman, your new race leader, and Vickers gets sent way off into the grass there by Greg Biffle, and he nearly spins himself out, merging back onto the racetrack. What is going on here in Sonoma? Newman the leader now on the restart on lap 52. It's going to be Mark Martin and Jeff Gordon now the front row. A lot more cars out of the race now. Stremme, Ash, and Boyer all out, leaving us with 34 cars. Then we got upside down is the 43 of Bobby Labonte. Massive collision. He gets slammed head on into the tire barrier by Michael Waltrip. Collects Kevin Harvick. Casey Kane also with huge damage, but Harvick, Labonte, and Waltrip done for the day after the 43 gets flipped up and over here at Sonoma. Who had a flip on a road course on their bingo card? I certainly did not. As Mark Martin leads the way, and there he goes, Ron Fellows in the 32. He spins himself off of Denny Hamlin here on lap 51, racing for position. Fellows wipes out, and he'll lose a bunch of track position. Back at the front, it is Mark Martin leading here in Sonoma. Now, of course, on the ensuing restart, lap 54, it's now going to be Jeff Gordon as Mark Martin pitted. So it'll be Gordon and Kurt Busch once again, the front row, doing battle for position here in Sonoma as they go up the hill through turns 2 and 3. Kurt Busch, a great run there to the inside of Gordon, trying to take the lead away. I mean, we look at Jeff Gordon as one of the best road course racers in the Cup Series right now, right up there with Tony Stewart. But how about Kurt Busch? Very underrated driver. He's had some great runs, and he's doing well once again here, fighting Gordon for the race lead. As they go through the double right-hander now, heading up to the S's here, as Kurt Busch makes the pass for the lead. What a move. Kurt Busch to the lead here in Sonoma, gets by Jeff Gordon, and he is your new leader once again here in Sonoma. Still that one corner, Robbie Gordon trouble as he glitched together with the 4 of PJ Jones on the restart. And that's the second time we've seen that today. It happened to Brandon Ash and David Stremme a couple of restarts ago. This time, it's going to take out PJ Jones and Robbie Gordon. No caution. And now here comes the 24. Jeff Gordon back to the lead here in Sonoma. On lap 65, he's going to get around Kurt Busch, and Jeff Gordon back out front, leading the way here in Sonoma. But now Kurt Busch beats Gordon as Gordon has come down pit road here near the end of stage 2. Kurt Busch does the same on lap 66, which will cycle the lead out to Kurt Busch's Penske Racing teammate of Ryan Newman, your defending series champion, and the number 12 Mobil 1 Dodge here in Sonoma. So Newman, your new leader, we'll see what he can do as he looks to, I believe, pick up his first stage win of the season here. And that's what he will try to do as he makes his way down the front straightaway, passes Kurt Busch to officially lead this lap. Newman, new leader here in Sonoma. Now on lap 68, caution on the speedway, and Ryan Newman wins stage 2 here in Sonoma. Your defending champ picks up his first stage win of the year. Carl Edwards second, Jamie McMurray third. Fourth place will go to Mark Martin. The top 5 rounded out by Jeff Green in the 66. Here comes Joe Nemechek's number 01 U.S. Army Chevrolet through the hairpin. And the left-hander here to start finish line. Nemechek will come across in 6th, collecting 5 stage points. 7th place will be the 88 of Dale Jarrett. Kurt Busch charges his way back to 8th after pitting. Jeff Gordon follows in 9th. It looks like the final stage point is going to go to the 25 of Brian Vickers, who's going to narrowly hold off Denny Hamlin for that final stage point here at Sonoma. But it's Ryan Newman making the Penske Racing stage sweep here in Sonoma. Kurt Busch took stage 1. Newman takes stage 2. Now, who is going to park it in victory lane and win this race? We're going to find out as we head to the final stage of racing here. 40 laps to go. Jeff Gordon on the outside of Kurt Busch, and a brilliant restart there from the 24. Jeff Gordon easily clear for the lead into 1 and 2. And he is well on his way driving away with this one, but Kurt Busch still putting the pressure on him right on that back bumper as they go through turns 3 and 4. Now going up the hill, and now later in the run, Joe Nemechek gets sent wide, and he slams into the tire barrier just like Boris said and Tony Stewart before him. Another car taken out in the S's. This time was Joe Nemechek, who got some stage points into stage 2. He's done for the day. And how about the 66 of Jeff Green being your new leader? He has used strategy to take the lead. Jimmy Johnson, your points leader, running in 2nd. The 48 always finds a way to be at the front at the end of these races, and here he goes once again. Jimmy Johnson trying to steal a win here, in trouble. There goes Dale Jarrett spinning. Denny Hamlin clips him. They collect Mark Martin. And a couple of guys go spinning. Jarrett, Mark Martin, and Denny Hamlin all go spinning into the Sonoma grass to bring out the caution flag. Once again, Kyle Busch nearly kamikazes Jeff Gordon into that corner. My goodness, that was close. And Jimmy Johnson is taking the lead here in Sonoma away from Jeff Green. That's what it seems to look like here through the S's. Not quite. Jeff Green fights back in the 66 back out front. What a restart from Jeff Green. He's going to hold off Jimmy Johnson for the lead, then Green hits, so now it's Johnson and Edwards, the front row here. This time 34 laps remain. Johnson on the outside, Edwards on the inside, up the hill through 1 and 2. Carl Edwards keeping it close, but a great restart from Jimmy Johnson. And the 48 looking for win number 4 already on the season. He leads the field in every statistical category. Race wins, playoff points, top 5s, top 10s, laps led. You name it, Jimmy Johnson's the leader in that category, but Carl Edwards giving him a great fight here as they approach the S's. The 99 hanging tough on the outside lane here. And how about Carl Edwards? Ooh, not quite yet clear for the lead. Him and Jimmy are still going to be side by side through the S's. A very dangerous part of the racetrack to be side by side battling for position. We've seen countless cars go wrecking, but Carl Edwards is clear for the lead. He passes Jimmy Johnson, but then he will pit here with 18 to go. Johnson now cycles back out to the race lead, so the 48 in the lead. Now Jimmy Johnson comes down pit road, cycling it to the duo of Jeff Burton and Jeff Gordon, who will now be scrapping it out for the race lead with just 17 laps remaining here in Sonoma. Burton over Gordon after Johnson and Edwards came in for their scheduled green flag pit stops. Now here comes the Jeffs. Burton and Gordon are in. Now it'll cycle out to Kurt Busch, your stage 1 winner. And the blue deuce for Roger Penske. He will take the lead now with just 16 laps remaining here in Sonoma. And then later on, he's still leading. So Jimmy Johnson, Carl Edwards like out the lead in trouble. There goes the 2. Your leader, Kurt Busch, has gone spinning. He comes out of pit lane and gets collected by his own teammate Ryan Newman. Penske disaster class here in Sonoma. Kurt Busch and Newman both go crashing. Caution on the racetrack, and Carl Edwards, that was not what he wanted to see. He had a huge lead, was in position to win, and now he's got to fight off Jeff Burton with just 12 to go here in Sonoma. It's Burton and Edwards with Gordon and Johnson behind here, and a big crash out of turn 1. Denny Hamlin way off into the tires. He turns Kyle Petty. He collects Jeremy Mayfield, Sterling Marlin, Brian Vickers. Casey Mears also collected in another big pileup in turn 1 here at Sonoma. Oh my goodness, involving a lot of good cars, including Denny Hamlin, Ryan Newman, and Kyle Petty as well. And now back at the front of the field, Jeff Burton is clear for the race lead. Jeff Gordon's trying to wrench second away from Carl Edwards here, but it is Burton to the point. And how about Jeff Burton trying to get his second win? Of course, he won the Coke 600 to break that 5-year winless drought. And it's trying to begin once again. There goes the 99. Jeff Gordon spinning, and Carl Edwards is into the tire barrier. Oh my goodness, the 99 with the choke of the century. Carl Edwards wrecks himself fighting Jeff Gordon for second and is going to be out of this race. Unbelievable turn of events. Jeff Gordon goes spinning, loses all of his track position. Unbelievable turn of events. Jeff Burton, the leader, alongside Kurt Busch, who has a phenomenal restart here with 9 to go. And Kurt Busch is back clear over Jeff Burton, Jimmy Johnson, and Kyle Busch here at Sonoma as they try to drive away here. Kurt Busch just trying to take this race back to be his second win in the last 3 races and establish himself as a contender for the chase. And there goes Newman! Your stage 2 winner goes slamming into the tire barriers, just like Carl Edwards, just like Boris said, just like Joe Nemechek and Tony Stewart. Newman, the latest victim of the S's. This time your stage 2 winner is going to be taken out, leaving just one Penske Dodge, that being Kurt Busch in the Blue Deuce. And now we'll have a restart with just 6 laps remaining. This time Jimmy Johnson on the front row alongside Kurt Busch in prime position to steal another win, as he has done multiple times this season. As Kurt Busch, Jimmy Johnson for the lead. Great restart from the 48. Jimmy Johnson clear for the lead here in Sonoma. He has gone by Kurt Busch and is now trying to get his 4th win of the season. Behind him, more trouble though. We got a crash. J.J. Yaley and Casey Kane goes spinning via Scott Riggs and Denny Hamlin into the sand. Around they go. Caution out yet again. And then Scott Riggs gets, I guess, his comeuppance there as he gets collected by Reed Sorensen and Dale Jarrett in the ensuing corner. Oh my. chaos erupting here. Now it's another restart. Once again, the 48. This time he's on the inside of the 2 of Kurt Busch. Just 4 laps remain. Here, sorry, 3 laps remain here in Sonoma. Who is it going to be? It's Kurt Busch who takes the lead away from Jimmie Johnson and is now clear, in control of this race, trying to drive away and bring home win number 2 for the number 2 on the season. And here we are on the final lap here. White flag in the air. Kurt Busch making his way through the heavy braking zone hairpin corner for the final time here in Sonoma. Was able to survive a flurry of late race restarts and is going to capitalize on another strong day to get his 2nd win of the season. Kurt Busch wins in Sonoma. Jeff Burton will come home 2nd, Jeff Gordon 3rd, Jimmie Johnson 4th, and Matt Kenseth rounds out the top 5. Terry Labonte, Greg Biffle, Kyle Busch, Mark Martin, and Casey Mears the top 10. So a big win for Kurt Busch. He led 43 out of 110 laps. Career win number 7 for the elder Busch brother. Of course, his first on a road course, and it comes here at Sonoma Raceway in wine country. See the final race results there on the left side of your screen. Pause if you'd like to see where everybody finishes. In a few short moments, we'll be checking out the updated Chase standings. So just 9 races to go until it begins. So now here your updated Chase grid. 9 races to go until the chase begins. Jimmie Johnson still, I mean, he's pretty much got the race season title locked up. He's got a 119-point lead over 2nd. I mean, it's unbelievable how consistent he has been this season. Mark Martin jumps Tony Stewart for 2nd in the points. Kurt Busch with that win propels himself all the way up to 7th, now with a full race cushion on the cut line. And then Biffle, Dale Jr., and Jeff Burton sit on the bubble. Burton just 1 singular point above Matt Kenseth. Casey Mears, Jeff Gordon also right there on the outside looking in. Denny Hamlin, Casey Kane knocking on the door. Going to be quite the fun finish to the regular season. Next episode, it will be a good one as we will be at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. So as we conclude this episode, as always, going to give a special shout out to my channel members. Thank you very much to Brenda Breen and Jeremy Isley for your support. I really appreciate it. It helps my channel continue to grow and produce some awesome content on our road to 1,000 subscribers. We just recently eclipsed 970, so those of you that are watching this video and are not subscribed, please do subscribe. It's completely free. It only takes a couple of seconds, and it helps me out a ton. I would really appreciate it. If you want to become a paid channel member and get your shout out, link is in the description down below. And until the next episode, I hope you all have a good one.